Welcome to the Operation Game Night podcast. I am your host. I don't know why they did this. They gave the reins over to the most chaotic member of the Operation Game Night podcast. Travis is never going to let me back on the podcast after this episode, but here I am. With me, as always, the fearless leader, Clayton David Gable. He is cutting down to 169. He's got his sweatsuit on. How you doing, Clay?
I'm doing great today, Jared. I don't think we even need Travis anymore with that bombastic intro you gave. And by the way, I didn't hear boo from him about our podcast
I don't
episode.
think he's
Did he
listening.
even listen?
No,
I don't think he is
no.
either. Did he just drop this baby on our doorstep and say he's divorcing himself from Operation Game Night?
Actually, I saw Rachel post that she's in the fjords of some foreign country, probably not even
Yeah.
playing any board games. I bet you they didn't even take any small boxers. I bet you, what are those little ones that they slip in their back pockets?
Oh, those button
Button
shy?
shies. How many button shies do you
Yeah,
think they brought? Yeah,
0.
I bet you baby Gwen. I bet you baby Gwen was like, as they're heading out the door, she was trying to clamor. She was trying to grab for a board game, and they're like, "No, we need to hit the fjords." And
Yeah.
yeah, they're probably not listening to any Operation Game Night. Probably just enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
It's again Clay and Jared time.
Yep.
Episode 39. Okay, we're gonna hit you guys hard with the 19th annual Golden Geek winners for 2024. Clay, did we get nominated on the Golden Geek Awards this year?
No, we did not.
Oh,
I think some of our kind listeners might have put our names in the hat, but that's
oh,
only that only does so much. You
oh,
need at least thousands of
oh,
them to
shoot!
actually make the nominee list. And we didn't cut it this year, but I think we're on a good trajectory for 2025.
Crap, Clay. This is actually this is a live reaction. I legit thought that we were nominated. I thought we were on the list. I was I was legit thinking that we were supposed to be telling people to vote for us.
Oh my God, no, nope, not at all.
Clay, that's why I was trying to talk to you and Travis about like how do we vote? And remember I was talking to you about it. It was like this is like hella complicated. Um
Yeah,
okay,
I thought you were
anyways,
just
sorry.
passionate.
As the host, I'm supposed to keep us on track. I'm already sidetracked. Sorry, Travis.
Yep, you're
Travis, I
sidetracked.
apologize. He's not going to listen.
He's not
He's not
listening.
going to
He's
listen to
not
this. Okay.
listening.
Hey,
Yeah.
Clay. Um
What's up?
eh, let's debrief our weeks. Okay? What
Okay,
what
let's
what
do
did you
it.
do this week? Or am I supposed to go first?
I think I'll go
Uh, J-
first.
Clay, what did you debrief your week? What did you do?
All right. Let me debrief my week for you, Jared.
Yeah, what did you do?
So, played a lot of games, as is usual. Whoa. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. So, the one I want to talk about today is called Cities.
Okay.
And this is a new game by one of the podcast's favorite designers, Phil
No.
Walker Harding, and co-designed by Steve Finn of
Yes.
Biblios fame. So in Cities, you're building out, as it says, a city. It comes with a bunch of different cities you can play in the game: New York, Sydney, some other cities, Rio de Janeiro,
Mm.
and essentially you're creating a little 3x3 grid of these city tiles, and then making buildings on the tiles. And you're also putting features in the parks and the waterways. And the core mechanism of this game, it's a drafting game. And I really like the drafting in this game. Like most Phil Walker Harding games, it's pretty simple. So you have 4 workers in a 3 to 4 player game, and there are 4 rows of things that you can pick from. So the top row are going to be scoring cards,
Mm.
and they're just ways to score points at the end of the game. The next row down is the actual pieces, puzzle pieces of your city that you can put out there. They have the water, they have the grass, they have the places you can put your buildings and start stacking them.
Oh, yeah.
Then the next row, feature tiles. So in that row, you have they're like little 1 by 1 squares that you can put in your parks and rivers. And essentially, you're doing like a set collection game in those areas. So you're trying to get a bunch of different types of features in a specific park, and then you score points for that.
Is that like a
And then the
little
last thing you can
port
pick
right
from,
there too? A little port near the on the
yeah,
bottom
you get
there. Okay.
stuff going on. Yeah. So down there, you have your actual building pieces, and you can grab from there. So on your turn, you take one of your 4 workers and you pick anything you want. All right. I can pick a scoring card. I can pick a feature tile. I can pick the buildings. But once I pick something from a row, I can no longer take from that row anymore. So on my next turn, I can pick any of the other 3 rows to take from. So at the end of a round, I'll have taken a scoring card, a piece of the city, some buildings,
Mhm.
and some feature tiles. And it's just a matter of saying, like, okay, what do I want to grab first? What do other people want? And it's just a really clean drafting system. Super easy game. I mean, you're scoring points, like I said, for collecting different features within the parks and riverways. You get your scoring cards that'll say, like, oh, you get a point for every 1 story tall green building you have in your city. And you score points for, I think that might be it. Oh, there's public objectives. So each city has its own set of public objectives. They're kind of a race to see who can be the first one to make a 7 square grid of park area. So really simple scoring, really simple gameplay. I found it a joy to play. I love the I don't know why it's like so fascinating to me, but like being able to draft different things, it's like, oh, I get a card this turn, and now I'm going to grab these 3 little building pieces to start stacking up on my city. And I just thought it was a nice time. It's like 30 minutes long. I think you could teach this to anybody. Super streamlined, fun game, as you would expect from a design team of Phil Walker Harding and Steve Finn.
The old Phil Walker Harding. It does it give you Knizia vibes? It brings you
Oh,
back
yeah.
a little bit, you know?
It's just distilled down. It's just, you know,
Yeah,
I'm grabbing 4 things on a turn and I put them in my
keep it
city.
easy. I feel like
Yeah.
you, within the last 3 minutes, just taught me how to play the game. I wanna
Yeah.
be there with you. And anytime I can go vertical and also do my profession, also shout out to Travis, be a civil engineer, go vertical,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, in a game, I love it. I'm here for it. I wanna do it. I mean, you're a big fisherman too. I can there's these little fishies, parks and
Yep.
rec, city planning. It is definitely it's making my tism, okay? I'm loving it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good
Yes.
stuff. So, yeah, like I said, you place 4 workers, get 4 things on a round. A normal game is 8 rounds, so you do that 8 different
Okay.
times. In a 2 player game, it's a little different. You actually have 8 workers that you start with, and you only play four
Okay.
rounds. So each round, you can take 2 things from each of the rows. Um,
Okay.
so essentially, you're placing 8 workers each
Double
round
up.
instead of
Yeah.
4. So you end up with the same size city and you get the same amount of things,
Yeah.
but you don't have that um,
Block
additional rounds to see new things as often. I've only played it 2 players.
with Mary.
I think, yeah, she liked
I
it.
bet.
I think it would be better with 3 or 4, just because you get that turnover in things more
Yeah.
often. 8 rounds to see new tiles and new things, and maybe make your move for that feature tile that's missing from your little water space. So, uh, going to be playing this a lot, I
Mm,
think. Yeah, great game.
I like it. I
Yeah.
I do. Nice.
So this is at Barnes and Noble. Good little Barnes and Noble find
What?
here.
Is there a
Yeah,
Barnes& and Noble in Colorado Springs?
there sure is.
Wow.
Barnes and Noble. keeps it popping with their board game collection. They surprise me when I go in there. I mean, they had Critter Kitchen, they had all types. They had that kelp shark versus octopus. I didn't even know that was
Whoa.
out
Hey,
anywhere.
that's a little foreshadowing for our main objective. Wow.
That is a little bit.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa,
So
whoa, whoa.
yeah,
Hey, do you
yeah.
tell Cam that you go
No,
into okay.
no.
Cam doesn't even listen to the podcast anyways. So
Yeah,
come
that's
on,
true.
Cam. If Cam listens to
Come
this,
on.
um he'll stop going to Barnes and Noble if Cam comes up and says, "Hey,
If you like and
if you
subscribe.
like and subscribe, Cam, hit us up."
To be fair, I was there for another purpose. I
Ah,
was looking for a
and you
book,
slipped in,
and I just happened to
stumble.
stumble through the board game section as I'm wanting to
Dang,
do.
PWH is in Barnes and Noble?
Oh
Oh,
yeah, he's a mainstay there. I mean, his games are, if you're gonna mass market a game, we're talking Sushi Go,
oh,
Baron
that's
Park,
true.
all these pretty entry level games that are great for families.
Yeah,
I think he's a good one to have representing the hobby in Barnes and Noble.
yeah. Mm.
Well, speaking of designers that make streamlined games, I know you've been playing one of our favorite games lately.
Oh, yeah. I easily got one of the most played of the last couple months of Operation Game Night. I got Rebirth to the table. So the last week, so I'm kind of in the nostalgic part of my school, my time here.
Mm,
The school is winding down. We have some extra time in the schedule, so I brought board games to school, and I got a couple people to come play Rebirth with me.
yeah,
And dude, like we've been saying all along, quick and easy. Pick a tile, place a tile. You know what? I was very naughty. I forgot to mention the very critical part about the castles are worth 5 points. Okay. Like
yeah.
we had already each placed like 2 tiles, and I was like, "Oh, a critical point," after I'd already, like, got 2 castles. I was like, "Guys, the castles are important because they're worth 5 points at the end of the game," and everyone's like, "Oh, conveniently left that one out." Like, "Didn't you?"
Oh, come on. You placed 30 tiles. You're only two
I
in.
know, I know, I know, but still, like,
Yeah,
as I'm a blue in the true color, personality test. I
yeah.
have
Me too.
you're a blue too? Of course.
I'm I'm a blue
Blue
green.
green?
Yeah.
I think I'm blue gold. What do you think Travis
You
is?
you give me gold vibes. Travis is like red gold.
Yeah,
He's not very touchy feely, I don't think.
red gold.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, hit us up on Instagram with your personality type.
any other blue greens out
Any other
there?
blue greens? We're all blue here on Operation Game Night. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, it was just fun because you can just chit chat, and there's like it's all randomness. You just pull a tile, place a tile, and then you're getting the cool when you go get a cathedral, you get a cool hidden objective, and you're like, ooh, now I get to go try and chase after this hidden objective. And so last week I think I talked about my good friend Sarah. She came over to play board games last week, so she stuck around to play this game with me, and she really liked it.
Yeah.
She's got she's got a little Celtic, I guess North Scottish in her blood, and so this was right up her alley. She felt like she was back at home in the Highlands. She actually was like, "Oh yeah, I've been to this castle, and I've traveled to
No
Inverness
way.
and all this." Yeah,
I thought these were fake places.
no, Clayton. Oh my
I thought this
gosh,
was a fantasy theme.
no. This is the theme is on point though. I love the idea of rebirth. Like you're rebirthing this world after I think it's like nuclear holocaust or something like that. Or like the world's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
nah, bad things have happened, but it's still technology, but the blimps, we still have these solar and wind farms and stuff. Like we're
Yeah.
trying to rebirth this world after just kind of a postmodern
Hey,
rebirthing. But anyways, love it. I just had a lot of fun.
I I got a question for
Yeah.
you because I found that when I play this game, maybe I'm a micromanager a little
Mm.
bit, but I feel it moves so fast, and I notice a lot of times people miss things that are supposed to happen when they place their tiles. They either forget to score their points for a
Oh,
group, or they forget that they're next to a castle space to put their castle out, or they forget to do their cathedral. And I find myself the whole time
you're
like just
trying to
watching
manage it?
people. I'm trying to manage their stuff because I'm like,
Yeah.
don't, you forgot to get this and you forgot to get that. And have you found that people are pretty good in your group about making sure they?
Self-police. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of the way it went yesterday, and that's kind of when I think back of the other times I played this. We don't do the old, "Oh, look, my tile is here. I should get another cathedral."
Oh,
Like,
wow.
well,
No.
no, dude, you forgot. And,
Wow. That's
um,
hardcore, man.
that's not cool?
N- That's not
You don't
cool.
think that's cool?
I know it's cool. It's just not how I
I
do it,
know. I think I
because those cards, they don't affect anybody else.
yeah.
If it was something like I would have, just grab it. But
Here
that's your
Hey,
rules, right?
here's
I
a little
mean,
thing that helps the gameplay go a little quicker and puts, little self accountability, a little ownership on the
yeah,
individual. Just pick up the tile as soon as you place a tile, pick up a tile. However many people you're
yeah,
playing with, don't wait till it's your turn to pick up a tile. Just like kind of make that as like a table rule. So it's like
yeah.
it's not
I
it's
think
not
I
like
think it says that in the rule
I
book
hope
too.
people do that, because I
Yeah,
noticed people would do that and just be like, "Hey, just as soon as you place, just pick it up so you can start thinking about where you wanna place it." And then that helps you be like, "Oh, I do wanna place it here so that I can get this, this, and this." So you're not just, like, off the cuff, like, "Oh, I think this is happening." Because I'll tell you what, we were having to reread the tie-breaking rules for the castles quite a bit. Isn't I think we've talked about this a couple times on the
are you
podcast.
talking about for the
No,
cities?
not for the cities, for the castles. So on a
How do you tie for the
the
castles?
okay, because I've read it like 4 times yesterday. So when there is a tie for the castles, so the only thing that will the tiebreaker goes the plant and energy ones break the tie. So if you have an even number of tiles for that's surrounding, let's say whatever the orange one that is like kind of off to the left here on the screen.
Whoa,
Um,
Jared,
what have you been
you've
playing
been
this
playing
long?
this game wrong. I thought the only thing I thought that you had to surpass the amount of tiles that somebody had around the castle.
You you
I thought
do, but if there is a tie,
at the end of the
the tie
game.
is broken by the no, once you settle the score right away as soon as the tile is placed. You settle it.
So if I match
Yeah,
somebody,
if you match someone, you settle the tie right away. And you go this is
really?
there's like there should be a you know what they should do? They should do a decision tree. They
Whoa.
should do a decision tree. This is what you do. You
Yeah.
decide, "Hey, who has the most um what is it? Um thunderbolts or plants?" And then they say, "Okay, well, purple or green whatever, orange has the most um thunderbolts or plants." Then they would win. So the houses do not break the tie. Like so that whatever if that's not a good example because the orange one actually has more tiles than blue in that purple or in that orange example right there where your mouse is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um I can't see a different example.
Wait, so you mean to tell me if I have two tiles already around the castle,
Yeah.
somebody else now places their second tile around that
Yep.
castle, you score it up right then?
right away.
I
Well, not
thought they
score,
had to
not
get 3
scored up
tiles.
right away, but
Well, not score it, but you change possession.
change possession right away.
Wow, I never even I thought you had to have if I had 2 tiles, you need to get 3, otherwise that castle's mine.
No, because uh, you
What?
could technically take it away with 2 and 2, because I know this is weird. You should get in the rule book a little bit after this, and you'll blow your mind.
Wow.
Because it also whoever just placed a a good example is Edinburgh. Let's say orange places um, a plant tile on that last empty spot for that blue castle. Orange would take over
Okay.
Edinburgh because they are the last person to place. It is given precedence to the person who places last. And the tiebreaker goes to whoever has the most plant or lightning bolt, right? But everything's
So
but
the
everything's
last
tied.
placement
Yes.
is the final
Uh-huh.
tiebreaker.
But if Orange is able to place
Whoa.
first, they would swap the ownership of that castle, and then
Wow.
they would
Well,
own
I'm glad we talked about Rebirth for the 5th time
it.
because now I might actually know how to
You
play.
might
Holy
need to get a
moly.
lawyer to relook at that paragraph for ownership of castles because hell, maybe I'm wrong. I That's the way I read it. Um,
Well, you seem to have a more nuanced understanding than I did, so I think you probably
so
are onto
what's
something.
most important is first tiles. And we also played if it was a blank tile, it didn't count. We don't care about blank
Okay.
tiles do not add towards ownership and there's only like 2 blank tiles per color. So that didn't
Yeah.
matter too much. So tiles mattered most important. Next was so if those were tied, um, then it was whoever had most lightning bolts or plants. And then if that was
And
also tied, it was whoever was just placing the last tile. So it was cutthroat. It
okay.
was these guys are very strong willed, very type A, very smart. Still had a blast. I love playing this game. So easy. I have little baggies. Setup is so quick. They
Yep.
learned very quickly, and it was a blast. Anyways, I didn't think we were going to talk about Rebirth for that long, but
Well, I didn't know I've been playing Rebirth wrong this whole time. Holy cow.
but
Any interest have you since you're so into the rule
yeah,
book? Have you read the rules for the other side of
no,
the
I'm
map
too
yet?
scared. I haven't.
I don't think it's that intimidating.
No,
I just have such a good time on the front side in that imaginary
I
land of what's it called?
Ireland. Yeah, Ireland. Yeah.
Ireland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how do you play for 4 players? I only played at 3, but at 3 players, it fits perfectly on the number of spaces available. At 4 players, do you have to
You
remove tiles, or you just
yeah,
play until
yeah.
there's nothing left?
Yeah, you remove tiles.
Oh,
Yeah, I think everybody removes like 3 or 4 tiles of specific
and then it
types.
just works. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
just like that.
just like that.
Well, dang. All right. That's Rebirth, huh?
Yeah. The only other one I was going to mention just real quick is I invited Clay to play Lost Ruins of Arnak with my boy Dallin. So I'm getting
Yeah,
him
what
in the mix on Board Game Arena with the Grand Master himself, Dallin
yeah.
Tavoyan. So
Oh, and the game we finished from last week. I don't know if you paid attention to what
did
I
you did
what
you
I
beat me?
did. No,
Oh,
absolutely
oh,
not. You had like 68 and I had like 40
oh!
something. But I went to the top
Did
row
you before me?
all 4 times. I think I got all the 4 top row spots.
Oh
I
yes,
had a ton of
yes,
items.
yes, 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 yes. You paid the 6 compasses to get to the top rows. Then you
Yeah.
killed none of the guardians. You harnessed none
Yes.
of the guardians.
Yeah. I went up there. I was like, I knew I was down and out because I had an archaeologist I left on the bench in round 1. So I was like, you know what? What's going to be the fun thing to do in this game? And I was like, I'm just going to keep going to
Yeah,
top
top
row.
row.
I see what happens. And it was fun. I had a good time with it.
That's what a 169 pounder does. Top row every time. Yeah.
I couldn't, I'm intimidated being in this game with you and Dallin, though.
Hey,
I,
don't be intimidated. Sometimes, hey, it's a luck. Sometimes that's why I like Arnak. Sometimes they throw a little luck in there, and then boom, something happens. Bada bing,
yeah,
bada boom. Maybe you come out on top, and next week you're going to tell this fantastic story how you took down Jerry and Dallin. Could be a great story.
I, yeah, I will definitely let the podcast listeners know when that happens.
All right, did we debrief?
I'm Debrof.
Debriefed. All right, let's fall in on the main objective. The 19th annual Golden Geek winners for 2024. Okay, we're talking the Board Game Geek winners for these are the best of the best board games and board game adjacent accoutrement, like
Yeah.
potentially podcasts that I thought we were in the running for. Apparently, we weren't. Little that
Oh,
just
mackerel.
gutted me live on the
Yeah.
podcast. We're gonna talk print and play, solos, party games, right up my alley. We will be talking
Yep.
about the podcast. Spoiler alert: it's not us. Board game apps. So should we jump right in?
Let's jump in. Let's say, hit me with the first
All right.
category,
The
Jared.
first category is one that Clay is always hitting hard. 2-player games. And the runner-ups for this one was Kelp, Shark versus Octopus, and a Jest of Robin Hood. So
Okay.
great ones, right? I think Travis is all about
Travis was hot.
Shark versus
Yeah.
Octopus.
Yeah, he talked about that many, many moons ago, but it sounded like a lot of fun. I've never played it.
Yeah.
I did see it at Barnes and Noble though,
Ooh.
so maybe now that I know it's a runner up for the Golden Geek
Yeah.
Award, I might I might check it out. But what's the winner?
Winner is Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth, which
Can't argue there, Jared.
you were talking about this one big time, right?
Yeah, I said some crazy stuff when we went through the hotness. I said that is the best two-player game I have in my collection right now.
Wow.
And I mean it. It is so good. We played it last night, I'll have you know, requested by Mary. And she loves that
Yeah.
game. And it just made Seven Wonders Duel so much better in my
Yeah.
opinion. And it was already a great game. So I mean, just cleaned up a few things. It threw a theme on that I think a lot of people can appreciate. I personally enjoy
Yeah.
grabbing those little golem cards and moving up the ring track. You know, the old civilization old timey theme that was in the original Seven Wonders Duel was whatever. But you know, the Lord of the Rings theme and the cleanup they did on some of the mechanisms. This game is a freaking rock star in the two-player genre.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice. And it's head to head, right? I mean,
Oh, it's head to
this ain't
head.
no
It's just, I
co-op.
mean, no, we're not. We'll get to that
Yeah.
later. But I won last night
Oh.
on a um, collecting favor from all the 6 different races. So
Mm.
yeah, 3 end game conditions. I think 3 having presence in all 7 regions of Middle Earth, collecting the favor of all 6 of the races, your green
Mm-hmm.
cards, or getting to the end of the ring track.
Mm.
Those are the ways you can win on the spot.
Nice.
And I think almost every game I've played of it, somebody has won on one of those 3 things. And it's usually in the 3rd round, and it comes down to just
Oof.
a crazy play that you can see the card, they can see the card, and it's like, how can I maneuver myself to try and get that card? So it's such a tense, good 2-player game over in like 30 minutes.
I love it. I
Yeah.
feel like I want to be in the same room while I watch you play Cole. Can I do that? Okay.
Yeah. That can happen this
Okay,
summer.
nice. I feel like this is a good one for Cole.
Yeah.
Um,
What's next?
well, I'm gonna come if you're following along on the script, Clay. I'll come back. I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump down because we just mentioned it. Let's go
Okay.
down to
Yeah.
cooperative game of the year.
Oh.
The runner-ups were Slay the Spire, the board game, and
Yep.
Bomb Busters. Those ones I haven't heard of.
Yeah, I mean, I have not heard of Bomb Busters. Slay the Spire, the board game, definitely heard of. That's been making huge waves. Slay the Spire is obviously a hugely popular digital game. And
Oh,
from everything I've heard, they made the deck building version of the board game. Uh, it's amazing. I thought when I saw the nominees that Slay the Spire, the board game, was going to take this category, but the winner,
brrr.
Jared,
The Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game.
can't be denied.
How is
Again,
what is happening? Is this a like a rebirth of Lord of the Rings? They're coming in hard. What is this?
if you can pop a popular intellectual property on some of these games, I mean, it was already working with a really solid
Yeah.
formula, right? The Crew is one of the most popular games of the past like
OG.
5 to 10 years,
Yeah.
and that just has some random ass space and deep sea
Yeah.
theme. So they took that, they put on the Lord of the Rings theme, and they made it a little more curated of an
Mm,
experience because each chapter it tells you like the specific cards you're supposed to play
yeah.
with, whereas in the Crew you just kind of draw random mission cards and hope to carry it out. So it's more curated, targeted at your Lord of the Rings fans, and it's a great game. I've been playing this with the Heddens and Mary, and it is a lot of fun. Happy to see this one win, keeping trick taking on the map.
So cooperative game, not necessarily just like one and one. Like because sometimes in my head when I think co-op, I think like Halo cooperative, where it's like one and one.
Oh,
Like you can have like a lot of people playing this one.
yeah,
No,
yeah. Um, I think it goes one to five
that's
for
awesome.
the Fellowship of the Ring. So yeah, you should. If you, I heard your guy Tan
Tan
Man.
Man.
He liked playing Skull King with you.
Yeah,
So if you don't have the Crew,
I don't have the Crew.
um, I I would suggest, it's like $15, Jared. I know you're tight with the money, but I think you guys would have a good time getting into some of these cooperative trick takers
Okay.
because it is a really cool genre.
Okay. All right. Well, that one, and that's again, that's a great stocking stuffer. Right underneath $20. That's getting me somewhere. Okay. I will have to
Yeah.
write that one down. All right. Now I'm gonna switch gears into artwork presentation. Okay. I have played a few of these ones, so I might be able to join in on this
Hey.
conversation. Runner ups for this one: harmonies and arcs. Okay.
Mm,
Arcs, I'm all about. Okay. I love
yeah.
space themes and I love a trick taker.
Yeah.
So, like, all the suits in this one, each one felt very unique and very beautiful in my hand. And then
Hmm.
coming around on the board, like, it felt very unique. It wasn't like just dumb space. It was like, I felt like I was traveling to another part of the galaxy. So I can
Yeah.
easily see why it was voted upon by the geeks for the Golden
Oh
Geeks.
yeah.
Yes.
Geek's big into arcs. Arcs is going to be talked about quite a bit in this year's Golden Geeks, but harmonies too. Don't sleep on harmonies. This game has amazing artwork. I can't even put a finger on it. It's like nothing I've really seen art wise. I wish I was more eloquently able to speak about art styles, but it's a great looking game. You should check it out. And I've had a lot of fun playing it, and not in any small part due to the fact that it looks so good to play.
um, would you mind pulling up the winner for this one? Unconscious Minds. So I was wondering if you could just pull up the artwork just so I could see it as well. I know you said you have
Yeah.
not played this. You said you haven't played this one.
No, so this got sent to me on
On
accident.
accident.
Travis had backed this. Yeah, Travis had backed this on Kickstarter. It came
Ooh.
to my house. He said, "Go ahead and give it a try." I was excited. Everybody's talking about it. This game was going to be awesome. I spent hours and hours learning the rules, and Mary and I sat down and played like 2 turns. I was like, "Nah,
No.
we're not doing
Oh
this."
no.
But
Failure to launch on this
there's
one, huh?
there's there's no denying that the art is amazing.
Wow.
You have art from Vincent Dutrait and Andrew Bosley. So, two titans in the board game art industry collabing on this game.
Dang.
So, I think Andrew Bosley does like the dreamy type art up
Mm.
here. So, this game's all about being a psychiatrist and like dealing with people's dreams.
Whoa.
And then Vincent Dutrait does like the artwork of the rest of
Like
the
the
game.
realism.
So, yeah, this guy down here. So, great looking game. I had I had more fun punching it out and just rifling through the components
Yeah.
than anything else. But yeah, so there's some of Andrew
Wow.
Bosley's dream art, and so you're looking at these, and then there's Vincent Dutrait with his, realistic people that
Mm.
you're playing.
Look at those
Yeah,
meeples. What
yeah, the presentation
oceans?
on this thing, yeah,
Holy
it's
smokes. That's
it's
those are
out of
the
this world.
Gucci meeples right there. That's definitely the type that Travis would get.
Yeah,
Oh
oh
my
for
god.
sure. But yeah, well deserved win for Unconscious Mind and artwork and presentation.
Wow. Okay. It's easy to see why they would pull off the W here.
Yeah.
Geeks are all about that one. Golden Geeks. Perfect. Um, all right. Next one we're pulling up. Expansion of the year. Runner ups Heat, Heavy Rain, and Forest Shuffle Alpine. Heat, love Heat. What
Yeah.
Heavy Rain? Have you played Heavy Rain? Heat?
Yeah, I got Heavy Rain. It adds a couple new maps,
Mm.
and as the name suggests, it adds some heavy
You're gonna
rain.
slip out?
So yeah, so basically there's puddles around some of the
Mm.
corners, and it does something with the way you can shift gears and you take more heat. It's it's fine. I could do without it. It added more cards and, another player, I think. So that's the main draw. But having a new map to play on is fun. But I couldn't care less about adding more things to think about in terms of the rain being on the tracks. Like I'm not looking for more ways to complicate my games.
Yeah.
So that didn't appeal to me necessarily. But I did like the new tracks. They were different and interesting.
You can pull
Forest
you can
Shuffle.
pull a Logan Sargent and slide off the track, just like that, huh?
Heck yeah. Why
Yeah.
not?
Sorry, sorry to Logan Sargent. If you're a podcast listener, if you're a Operation Game Night subscriber, um,
He
and the
is.
winner, Arcs again, the Blighted Reach expansion. Talk to me about this one.
Yeah.
What do you got this one?
I don't have this.
But do you
No.
know? Are
I
you in the know?
I know of I mean, I know it adds like a campaign version to
Mm,
the game. So essentially you're able to keep playing with the same people over the course. I think they're like a mini campaign
okay.
though, where it's a lot more manageable. So it's like a 3 game campaign potentially. Don't hold me to that. I'm digging back in my memories to when this was coming out and trying to um, recall. Some people love it. I mean, some people say that obviously the Golden Geeks are saying that this expansion just takes arcs up a
Yeah.
notch, and I can't imagine why it wouldn't. Who doesn't want to just live in that world?
Yeah.
I know I would.
This thing, it's on BGG. The campaign contains 24 fate seeds, each with tons of branches, twists, and turns. I mean,
Whoa.
I I have a good feeling about that one. I mean, it's probably not the vibes that I got from Dead Reckoning, that expansion where you, me, and Cole were, continuing to build our fleet and blast each other. And
Oh
then
yeah.
sadly, you got rid of it, and I'm never going to let you down. I'm never going to let that down. A piece of my heart is gone. And it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
No, hey, listen. It's just time for something new, Jared.
I can't
And
move on.
maybe we'll get the Blighted Reach
Oh my
expansion,
gosh.
and we'll play through it, me, you, and Cole, and it'll be like, a new fun experience, and I can get rid of that.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just, the feeling that I got when we got to dress up as pirates. Now, I know Cole likes to dress up as, a space warrior. He's got his
Yeah.
space mohawk and stuff, and we can
Yep.
dress up like that. All right, we got another award here. Innovative. We got an innovative
Mm,
award. Some beautiful names on this one. Runner-ups: Formage and
mm,
SETI. Search for
yeah.
extraterrestrial intelligence. Ones that we have talked about many a times on the pod. So
Yeah, I think I'm not I guess SETI's innovative.
you're still just
I,
you're just a naysayer, huh?
I'm not a naysayer. I love SETI. I just don't know that innovative is what I would call it. I guess maybe
The
the
rotating tableau.
aliens, well, maybe, but
You've seen that.
yeah, it's just like a hodgepodge of different mechanisms all kind of thrown into one game. So maybe that's innovative. I think fromage is really cool. The way that you put your cheese workers out and
Mm,
then I mean, it's been done in games like Sulkin and things, but they took that and kind of put it in a lighter game
yeah.
that you can play in, 45 minutes. And that would have I don't know, because the winner is innovative, and
The winner is.
this company is innovative. So it's hard to argue.
I'm a huge fan of Fromage because I can get my BGA on and play with my friends around the world. And I like
Yep.
the idea of investing in my cheese. And
Yeah.
maybe I'm gonna go 3 cheese on this one, and it's gonna come back to me in 3 turns. I can just
Yeah.
plan for that to be doing its thing for 3 cheeses. And
Yeah.
then maybe I'll just get my cows working for me to give me an extra cheese. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's kind of like almost like an investing game for me too. And I like it.
Yeah. It's
I like
cool.
it. And
But who
the
won?
winner, Arcs. I think I'm gonna just keep saying Arcs. I might
Yeah,
be done saying
man.
Arcs. No, think I'm gonna keep saying it. Oh crap.
Polarizing. Arcs definitely has its haters, but I don't even think its haters could argue with its
Yeah.
innovation and taking that trick-taking card play mechanic to kind of immerse yourself in this space battle-y 4X game. Super cool the way that works. People cry about getting dealt bad cards, but I say just deal with it, figure it out, pivot, take the initiative. It's all about picking your moment and when to go. Um, I really like the battle system
Mm,
in arcs. I don't know if it's the innovative part of it, but the fact that you just can pick any number of colored, I have 4 ships. I can pick 4 dice. They can be the big bad red dice. They're probably going to hurt me. Play it safe with the blue dice, go with the rating
yep.
dice. I like that. It's simple. I grab them, I roll them, assign the damage,
Yep.
battle's done. It's a good game.
It is good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna keep this party rolling.
Yep.
We're gonna go down to party games. Runner
Oh,
ups, the gang and things in rings. Which one's the gang?
party games. The gang is the co-op poker style game.
Oh,
So you're kind of playing Texas Hold'em cooperatively, where you're trying to make sure you're
yeah,
trying to
you talked
rank
about
your
this one a
hands.
little while ago.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Party games for me are interesting. I feel like party games I get excited about, but I need to refresh my party game stash
Mm,
frequently because they get played out so quick to
get a little
me.
stale.
Like, yeah, like I played Just One so many times. It's like I don't want to play Just One anymore. So then I got So Clover. I was like, So Clover's amazing. But then you play it so many times because everybody loves it and it's fun. It's a great game. But I'm just always looking for that
Mm.
new fun twist that's going to bring me to a party game. And Things and Rings, definitely played it. It's awesome. It will get old for
Is
sure.
that's a word
um,
game?
yeah, that's where you got like the Venn
Oh,
diagrams and you're trying
yes.
to
Yep.
Yes, you're trying to know where everybody's loved it. I played it with. So great one. The gang, I played it a bunch when I first got it, but again, it's kind of like it's gimmicky. Once you've seen
Mm,
it, it's like, yeah, sure, I'd probably play it and have fun, but any game in this category is kind of fleeting to
yeah.
me.
The winner. I love playing this one with Empty Nest Board Game Mama Flip 7.
Yeah.
Big
Oh,
fun, push your luck.
yep.
Except for the problem is I don't know when to stop. I just keep pushing my luck.
It just hit
I
me.
keep hitting myself. So wait, remind me again, because this is critical because I don't maybe understand the rules. How
Yeah.
many cards are there of each number?
As many as the
There's
number is.
14 14s, 12 12s, 2 2s.
Yeah, well, there's no 14s,
Oh,
but there are 12 12s. 12's the highest card.
okay. So there's lots of
Yeah.
12s, so I should be worried if I
Yes.
see a 12.
Yeah. So, if you have a 12 in front of you and you decide to hit, you're making a pretty
Okay.
big risk, probably.
Okay.
But, I mean, you could really get an 11 and now you're cruising,
Okay.
man.
And then there's other like special cards that are like
Yeah.
double the next card that you pull, or like force
Yeah.
someone to draw 3, which I
Yeah.
ironically gave to myself and then I busted. So
Yeah. That's a
yeah,
risk.
I mean I
Could have,
it could have been awesome, but
yeah,
I
I
didn't.
know. Flip seven's great. This is one that I haven't gotten sick of yet. Just pushing your luck is always fun for
Yeah.
me. Um, Word games as party games, they always get old, but pushing your luck is something I always have a
Yeah.
good time doing. So Flip seven, I'm glad to see that one got the W.
Yep.
Greatest card game of all time, so they
Yeah.
say.
Tell Mary I got to get a Flip 7 game going with her cuz me and her always
Okay.
pushing our luck. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys will just sit there. You'll never finish the game because somebody has to get to 200 points.
All right, print and place. We got Rome Fate of an Empire and Formage, a 9-card solitaire game.
It's a forage,
I
Jared.
did I don't know why we put me in charge of reading cuz I'm an engineer. I can't read words well.
You're still in school, man.
Well,
You should
you
be
know, I
good.
can read quietly without saying them out loud. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think print and play, I'm sorry to the print and play designers. I have no expertise. I've never printed and played.
I haven't
I
either.
I don't know anything about this category. So, congratulations to the runners up and to the winner,
And the winner,
52
52
realms.
Realms
Oh,
Adventures. You know what? Maybe
yeah.
that's a good stretch goal for us. Maybe we should try.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good podcast. Maybe we should try and play 52 Realms Adventures. It
All
won.
right.
It
You know
won an
what? I
award.
think it
Maybe.
did. It's more than we can
Okay.
say.
That's true. Okay. Solo game of the year. Runner-ups: Imperium Horizons and Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. Gloomhaven's a big
Yeah,
boy.
another.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, it is. But Buttons and Bugs is a small boy.
Small boy.
Buttons and Bugs is like Gloomhaven. Honey, I Shrunk My Gloomhaven. It's tiny. I've played it. I've made no mistake about it on this podcast that I'm not a big solo gamer, and I sure know Jared isn't. So can't really give a great opinion or commentary here. But I do know that the winner is probably a well deserved.
Slay the Spire, the board game.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to have to win one of these categories.
S-
This game has been so hot.
So has Travis played that one?
No, surprisingly, this seems right up his alley.
And that is also a cooperative one, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Most cooperative games work well
Okay.
solo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you were also saying that that other one, the Fellowship of the Ring trick taking game, was a solo one too, weren't you?
yeah. You can play it solo.
Nice.
I wouldn't, but
Yeah.
I know people do.
Okay. Well, I'll have to give that one a go. Um,
Yeah.
all right. Is that thematic? Thematic games.
Yes, that is the word. Yeah.
Remind me, thematic. That's just like
kind of immerses
Wow.
you in the
Yes.
world. You know, the mechanisms tie closely to what you're
Okay.
doing in the
Yes,
game.
yes, 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 yes.
Or
Okay, runner-ups. Let's go to Japan and the Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. Duel for Middle-earth, that's different from no, wait, that is the
that's the one that won two-player
the
game.
two-player one.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, the runners up here, the
You can't see yourself dressing up
y-
like Gollum and eating like a
I
freshly caught
like
fish. Just
I like that it's that theme, but at the end of the day, they just threw the theme on there. It's not like
oh,
they were,
because Seven
to
Wonders
me,
was
a
already
thematic.
there. It was already just
Yeah, yeah. So it's like how sure you made it work, but when I think of a thematic game, I think of somebody like Freshwater Fly. They clearly
mm,
wanted to design a game about fly fishing,
mm,
and they started from that
yeah,
idea. This is okay. We have a theme. We have a game that we know is good. Let's go ahead and figure out a way to make that work. And let's go to Japan. I'm sure if you're into Japan, like it's cool to see those places, but the gameplay itself, it's a drafting game. Like it could have been anything, you know.
yeah.
It's um, SETI. I will say. Oh, sorry, I jumped to the
Oh,
winner.
just go
Jared, go
ahead.
ahead. Tell us
The
the winner.
winner, steady search for extraterrestrial
Yeah,
intelligence.
if you recall my excitement about SETI, it was all theme
Yeah,
related because these type of heavy games usually put me off, and the I really felt like the theme was integrated well in that
yeah,
game. Sending your probes out to different planets, finding traces of aliens. When you find enough traces, the alien gets revealed. It gives a different feel to the
yeah.
game. So I thought SETI
On point.
is a good winner, especially compared to the runners up here.
Weren't you just saying maybe just add a mini or something like that, or maybe that was Travis? Oh,
Travis, he always wants
yeah,
a
he's a
mini.
big
I
mini
won't.
guy.
I won't cry about it
Yeah,
either. I mean,
yeah,
more plastic, right?
yeah. All about it. All right.
Yeah.
War game of the year. We got runner up Dune War for Arrakis and a jest of Robin Hood. Dune.
Have
Have I played Dune War for Arrakis?
no.
Not in
Good luck,
Furim,
buddy.
right? Is this giving off Risk vibes? Um,
This is a big boy game. This exceeds anything I've ever played. It's it's a reimplementation of War of the Ring,
okay.
um, which is a huge thematic game about Lord of the Rings, and it's a bucket list game for me. I really want to play this at some point. It's a two-player game. One person is, I don't know, one person's playing as like Paul and company, trying to lead the
Mm,
Fremen. The other person's, I'm assuming, the
mm,
Harkonnens. And yeah, big time game. I would love to play it, but I can't speak too much on it.
okay.
I know nothing about Jest of Robin Hood,
Yeah. So
but
Dune War for Arrakis sounds like a good one for the board game ranch. Operation Game Night meetup
oh
should be in
yeah,
person war meetup, kind of like a what is that? What do you call
yeah,
that in military terms where we converge, culminate at a single point? I think that maybe put that on the calendar. And the winner
okay,
of the war game section is Arcs again. What hasn't
yeah.
been said?
There it goes.
Head to head.
Yeah,
I just remember uh, blasting, or nope, I was getting blasted by Cole. Yep, I was not blasting Cole. Cole was definitely grabbing the red die and doing all the blasting
yeah,
when I played Arcs. Definitely want to play that one again. Um,
yeah.
what were you gonna say?
Yeah, we've said enough about
Yeah.
arcs. It's
What else do you have to say about it?
yeah.
Best board game app, Clank, and Codenames runner ups. Codenames got its own app. Wow.
Apparently so.
Do you think it's like a different adaptation, like a heads up type thing, or like
I have no
actually
idea.
like
Yeah.
no? Well, it's definitely got to be like maybe iPad version where it's like just on the table.
I think maybe it's like a A dispersed version. I don't know.
I'm actually a
I
huge
can't tell
fan
you.
of code names. I like trying to get words, combine words into one. That's why I really like That's So
Yeah.
Clover. Um,
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out. You know me, not a huge fan of spending money, so apps, maybe Christmas money, I don't know. But the winner, which I'm really interested in, the winner of the board game app, Dune Imperium. Um,
Jared,
Also, this
what?
is on it's on Steam as well. Very
Yeah.
well adapted, but and it's on the World Series of isn't this a World Series of board gaming? Dune
Yeah. Dune Uprising.
Uprising. They don't have the
Yeah.
Uprising, I don't think, um
Yeah.
as a Steam app yet. So I'm interested in if they're going to do that. Hopefully soon. But yeah, the Dune Imperium, the app looks super clean. It's like $10. Still haven't bought it because I'm a cheap ass.
We need to. Let's just pony up the money. Let's each get it and let's start a game.
You do
It's
that for me?
it's such a
You
good
do
game.
that for me?
I would do that for you.
Okay.
I'll Venmo you $10 right after this. I'll
No,
Venmo Travis
no.
too. Actually, I'm kind of done with Travis until he tells us how good we did on the
Yeah,
podcast last
yeah.
week.
Come on. You know what? I bet you, man, I'm done with him. Oh, he just messaged us. Oh my gosh.
No, he
Yeah, he
didn't.
literally just did. I just got his ears were tingling. He he
Oh,
literally just did.
oh,
That's wild.
hey, he wants to record with us
Oh
tomorrow.
my gosh. This
That ship is
tell him it's
sailed,
over,
buddy.
dude.
Yeah.
We just cut him off. All right. Well,
Wow.
I already hinted at this fact. Best podcast of the year, not Operation Game Night. Maybe next year when we do this
No.
podcast. Runner ups, Space Biff, Space Cast. Have you
Yeah.
heard that one?
No.
Board game hot takes. You have talked about them.
Yeah,
Um,
I like board game hot
yeah,
takes. They're one of my favorites out there. So good for them getting the runner
yeah.
up. And
Do
I'm
they
gonna
have
check
witty
out
banter?
their banter is
Oh,
witty.
nice. Do
Yeah.
you think they would have?
They're
Do they want to do a mash with us?
probably
How many
not.
of them are there?
There there's four, three? I think there's three.
Yeah, if you get 6 of us in the room, that's oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
How
trouble.
many witty banters will there's too many witty banters to be had.
They take it seriously though. They don't like to get off topic too
Oh gosh, they
much.
would
Like
hate me.
their thing is they get right into it. They get into their mission
There's no
objective
debriefing.
right out the hop.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't talk about your genitalia in any way. It's just all business.
there's no skulking kinks.
No, no, no. So, uh,
Oh man.
yeah,
Okay. And the winner, Beyond Solitaire.
my God. What? Hey, I downloaded it. I'm starting to listen.
Yeah. Hey,
Got it.
congrats to Beyond Solitaire. We'll have to shoot her a little note. I did look her up on Instagram right before we started the recording.
Yeah,
Um, Congrats. Maybe there's only one of her, I think.
yeah. I think that's a good
That
collab.
would be easy to do witty banter with one. So
Yeah.
maybe I haven't listened, so maybe she is also very straight to the point. I don't know. If
No, she seems from the half episode I listened to that she could go on a tangent with you if you
Okay, good.
wanted.
All right. I love it. Okay. I saved the last 3. I think is
Yeah.
GOTY game of the year. Okay,
Yeah, you
sweet.
nailed
All
it,
right, I
Jared. Good
saved the
work.
best for last, I think. The light game of the year. Runner-ups, Captain Flip and Flip 7.
Love them. Lots of
Oh, yeah.
flipping.
Flip 7,
10
already
minutes
talked
before
about
this
that one.
podcast 10 minutes before this podcast, I was playing Captain Flip with the
Dude,
kids. Great
Mace is
game.
all about Captain Flip. I'm
Yeah.
afraid to play with him because he's gonna kick my butt. He was talking trash to me when I was there for spring break.
He would,
Does he
yeah.
have a BGA?
He
Oh
does.
no. Okay, he definitely is going to
I'm
kick
gonna
my
send
butt.
him for you.
No. Does he play Flip 7?
Oh, he plays Flip
Okay.
7.
Well, I might
Yeah.
have to send him an invite to that one too. And the winner of the light game of the year, Castle Combo. Never played.
Castle
What is
Combo.
that?
I have played Castle Combo. It's on BGA,
Oh,
Jared. It's a lot of
okay.
fun. It's one of those type of games I want to play it
Ooh,
again. I've played it a couple times on BGA and I've played it in person
it looks
once.
very
But
whimsical.
essentially, yeah, you're making a 3x3 grid and you're drafting cards to fill out your grid. Each card has a scoring criteria. So, hey, I score 3 points if you have two cards with this tag on it. It's that type of
Yeah,
game. Super quick, fun. You play 9 turns, you get 9 cards, and
nice.
you're done and over with. So I think it's a good choice. I do want to play it some more.
Okay. Medium game of the year. Runner up Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth and Endeavor Deep Sea.
I
Which
know
one's
little about.
Endeavor?
I've not. I know next to nothing about Endeavor Deep Sea. It's kind of a blind spot for me here. So
Weight 2.89.
okay,
It's got a lot of little chittens. A lot of cards. It does look maybe on the medium to heavy side, but it looks like you
yeah,
are going deep.
hmm. Yeah, and the other runner-up, Lord of the Rings: Duel for Middle Earth. I think great game.
Mm,
So I had no complaints about it being nominated for Medium Game of the Year from me. My only complaint is that it didn't win.
mm. Well, the winner, Harmonies. That one's on BGA
Harmonies,
as well.
yeah, Harmonies is great.
You got that one
I
live?
I per I got that one
Okay.
live. It's brain burny though.
Mm,
It's a lot of like spatial reasoning, trying to figure out how to set up your little environment so that you create the right space for the different
mm,
animals. Then you can put the animal cubes on top of it, and it's a lot of spatial reasoning and puzzling, which burns my brain. But it's great to look at. It's quick.
mm.
Rules are pretty simple, so great choice. I think it's going to bring a lot of people into the hobby. So I won't cry too much about Lord of the Rings: Duel for Middle Earth not
Yeah.
winning.
I mean, it's always good to have animal vibes with hexagons. Um, yeah, bringing in good harmony vibes with your
Yeah,
animals. So, w- congratulations, harmonies. And then big boy game nights for the
yeah.
end.
Bring out the heavyweights,
Civolution and Arcs runner ups. Civolution,
dude.
someone debriefed this
That's
one for
Stefan
sure,
Feld.
right?
I think I mentioned it with Tara because she was
Oh,
talking about it's a Stefan Feld game, so designer of Castles of Burgundy.
ah,
And this is a game where apparently you roll dice to take actions, but it's just way
hmm.
heavier. I have not had the urge to try it.
Oh my
It
gosh,
sounds,
it looks thick.
yeah, it sounds like it's a lot. Um, but arcs, I love
Yeah,
arcs. That's a that's a great. I don't even arcs does not feel that heavy to me, honestly. It's like I talked about a couple weeks ago. I think it's the easiest of the leader games to kind of explain and wrap your head
yeah,
around. But just a runner up
yeah.
here.
But the winner and Operation Game Night, frenemy, bad boy, I don't know, SETI, big
Oh
boy
man,
winner, heavy winner, game of the year, SETI. Search for
yeah,
extraterrestrial intelligence. Um,
it's a big boy.
it is.
It's a big boy. But like I said before, the theme tied it all together for me, and it just made sense. So for a heavy game, it has my vote.
Yeah.
I don't think Arcs is in the same category weight wise. Maybe I'm just that far off, but to me, Arcs feels a lot easier to teach and play than SETI,
Yeah.
but you know,
And,
it won.
and I do like the vibes of like you are traveling around the sun, right? So like you can time your orbit and like hop
Yeah.
on and off and stuff. And
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's there's a lot to think
yeah,
about, and resources are tight,
yeah,
and but it's a good game.
yeah,
And you got those multi-use cards where you can trash them just to get a benefit. You can play them to your like income slot so that every round you get bonuses from them, or you can just play them for their powerful
yeah.
abilities. Like the cards have so many uses, so much to think about, and it's welly integrated with its theme. I think is welly well.
It's just well, I think. Yeah,
It's well integrated.
it's
Oh yeah,
fully.
you're right. I think. Jeez, oof. Well, we better shut her down, Jared.
You've been cutting too much weight. You got a trash bag underneath that sweatsuit. It's gonna take a couple more laps to get down to 169. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Uh,
did,
did
did we
we
do
do
it?
it?
I think that's what Travis says.
Yeah, that is what he
Oh
says.
man. Uh,
We miss him.
oh gosh, can we have him back next week? Please come back.
Yeah,
I think it's time to go over the fence. Um,
yeah.
what what a great week. What did you do outside of board gaming this week, Clay?
What did I do outside of board gaming this week? I went mountain biking with Spanky yesterday,
Yeah.
which was a good
No one
time.
broke an arm or you had to get life
No,
flighted. I always get scared
dude,
when you two go biking.
yeah, he's taken lessons and he's a lot better. Yeah, he's been taking lessons. But we rode up the Blodgett
Oh, good.
ride. We're talking like 900 feet of elevation gain in like a
Oh
mile,
my gosh.
just miserable. And I was thinking about how I took you on that ride with your not even real mountain
Yeah.
bike, and you and you were just falling off into the bushes, and I that was
Yeah.
that was a poor decision on my
I
part.
was actually gonna
I
bring it up if you
apologize.
weren't. So yeah,
No,
actually I was.
no.
So for the listener, this was like, I mean, I just moved to Colorado Springs as 21. And yeah, Clay's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can come on up here. I haven't even acclimated to the altitude yet, and let's just go on this like triple diamond bike ride. I don't know if that's even a thing.
It might
We
be.
start hauling ass down this downhill. My bike is like, I don't know, like 8 years old by this time, and no shocks in the back. And Clay's already like, 100, maybe 200 yards in front of me, and doesn't give me an indication that there's like a 3 foot drop on one of these locations. We're probably going 20 miles an hour, maybe, and I slam on my brakes because I'm a little scaredy cat. Well, you're supposed to go maybe fast off of those so that you can kind of like boom.
Yeah.
I was not pre-briefed, and well, I slowed down and nose dived. Bike went into the barbed wire fence. I was cut up. Well, Clay was on his way, and so I had to handle myself, and I was many minutes behind him. Um, and I think Adrian and Mary were not pleased with us, but I think I win again. Can't remember what happened.
Yeah. That's on you the second
Yeah, the
time.
second time something else happened. I think I went. I did
Yeah.
go head over again. Oh,
I think I remember you falling off going uphill.
yeah, I went backwards. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, we were going up a really
It
steep
was.
part.
It was like a
I just,
slow fall backwards. Yeah,
yeah, I was watching it, and
yeah.
you just slowly fell
I
off the
still
side of
use
the
that
hill.
bike, but now I attached like a trailer for Gemma, and I just go
Yeah.
around the neighborhood now. No
Yeah.
jumping or do anything
No.
crazy. So I'm glad that
No. So it
you
was
got
nice.
out and
Yeah.
saw nature and breathed some fresh air. And
Yeah. Getting my last few rides out
before
here in
you head
Colorado land.
east.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and be different biking out there. Lots of roots and I don't know, just a different
Hey, they got
vibe. So,
mountains in Pennsylvania.
oh, come on, Jared. They're hills, man.
Yeah,
We're out here in the Rocky
that's
Mountains.
right.
Live at the base of Pikes freaking
Oh,
Peak.
I love it. I
Yeah.
miss it.
So what have you been doing?
I mean, I think I mentioned we're wrapping up school, but I was gonna do a quick shout out to our alma mater. They're wrapping up their school over there at the Air Force Academy. I got hit
Yeah.
up. My students, when I was teaching math at the Air Force Academy prep school, my
Yeah.
students, when I was teaching math the first year, they're about to find out their AFSCs, their jobs in the Air Force. I feel like that's
Oh,
really
wow.
early. Like they're not even seniors yet. Like your brother is not even graduated yet, and so I got reached out to. I provided a video for some
Oh,
support for
there you
one of
go.
my old students. Give them a shout out. Um, I just think it's really neat seeing these young rock stars grow up, and they're about to be seniors next year. It's wild. Um, and your
Jeez.
brother is about to graduate in the next couple of weeks. Um,
Yep.
just huge shout out to everybody at the Air Force Academy. Big changes coming up this summer. Classes moving on and moving up. It's beautiful. It's really cool. So shout
Yeah. Remember those
shout out
days,
to all
man.
my preppies about to be seniors. Um, keep doing big things. So
Hey, I'm gonna take a picture of us on here for Jared or for
mm.
Travis. So yeah,
So just to be
that's
like,
nice.
yo,
Yeah, we're doing it right now. I'm gonna respond to his message.
um,
He just wants to F off for a couple weeks and
yeah,
then expect to just hop
yeah,
in
get
at the
get
last
out of
minute
here,
here.
man. How as the host, how do I end it?
You did it last week. It's something about
Oh yeah.
I've been yeah.
I have been Jared. He has been Clay. Travis has been hanging out in the fjords. We'll see you next week.